I think you should be live right now. Are you recording right now?
Yeah.
Huh.
What's in the box? Welcome to What's in the Box. Hi, what's in the box?
Hi.
What's in the box is my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday today.
How old are you again? 33?
33.
That's old.
It is old. You know, I never used to think that I would hate people that would be like, oh, I feel so old. I'm so old. In perspective is everything. You know, when you're like 12 or 13, you see people that are 30 and you're like, God, they're old. But
Well, you
then
know,
you get to like ages like this for me, and I'm like,
this ain't so bad.
I don't feel old though.
Yeah.
I don't feel any older, like mentally. I don't feel like any older than I did in my 20s.
I remember living in the neighborhood that we grew up in, and we were teenagers, like you just said, 14, 15.
Mhm.
And I think Randy Cleaver's brother Gary was 10 years. That's probably a push, but he was in his 20s, and we were like, dude, that guy is so old. And I gotta tell you, I haven't felt old. I think I felt a little bit in my 50s. And unless I'm sick,
Was it a mental thing for 50? Because I know that that's like a common thing. Is that when people get 50, they're like, oh no.
I don't think so. I just think, my body was doing hey, dude,
Hey,
you can't do that anymore.
hey, we would like to like your body gave you a performance review. We'd
Yeah,
like, you're doing great. We just wanted to talk to you about
yeah.
a few things.
Yeah, could you come in for an office visit, please?
We don't. We just want to tell you, you're doing great. You're doing a great job.
Now we've got you on some meds to keep you going.
Oh yeah, was that
But let's not push it, okay?
was that something that you had to get used to for old age? Was the was the having to take? I know that you had to take the thyroid stuff for forever.
Since my 30s, early 30, 33.
but was there a
32.
moment where you started taking like more than just one pill a day? That you're like, you started to see your dad's pill case.
So no, it was actually my mom. If you haven't heard that story, so um, Dad worked for Oscar Mayer, and they got medications and really super cheap to the point. And I know that was a different time, but I think their medications went from $2 to $5, and my mom went nuts. And I'm like, Mom, it's $5. Everybody else is paying 20, 25.
That's not the point.
Yeah, I know that was it. But along the road, as you said, I started taking thyroid because of that when I was 32 or 33. And along the road, there's been some blood pressure medication.
Medication.
Trying to think something else, but I should step back a second because I was going to tell you. So my mom was on somewhere between 11 and 14 pills a day.
That sucks.
And again, medication was really cheap, so it wasn't. But Dad, I remember my dad getting really pissed off, which he doesn't. And he basically said, "You don't need all this stuff. That doctor of yours is pushing pills on you and blah, blah, blah." And I don't know if they did any research or if he went in with her or something, but she dropped from, again, 11 to 14 down to like 7 a day. And it didn't affect her. It's just a money making scheme. But I'm on 5 right now. And one of them is by choice, is a allergy, because that's bad. So
But it wasn't like like the movie moment of like, shit, I'm getting old. Like you look down and you're like, oh no, I've got here.
I don't know how you felt.
I'm here.
When I was, and this sounds really bad, but when I was in my 20s, and I had 2 kids at the time, and I was pretty much, I told your mom this, I think, I was pretty much done. And of course she got mad at me because I go, I could die right now and I'd be happy. I, did everything I wanted to do, which I didn't, but you think that way back then. And so when pills come along later in life, you go, yeah, okay, if I need to keep my blood pressure down to a normal level, then yes, I'll take that, because no disrespect toward my children, but I love my grandchildren to death, and I want to see how they grow up now. So, yeah.
Anywho, so today being my birthday,
Hey, it's all about you. Sorry.
it is all about me. I told you to be prepared.
Yep, I was. I am.
Did you think of more than just one question?
No, no. I thought of a good question. And,
Okay, so
and
this-
you can't just.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no. Uh-oh.
Where'd it go?
Hold on.
So here's my question to you, and
So,
you
yeah.
can't. It's not a one word. It's not a short sentence answer.
No, I can make it one.
I think you have. I know you can.
Tell me how to live my life.
You can't
Anyway.
tell me what to do. So
You're not my real. Oh.
yeah, damn it. Well, not that you know of. You could be adopted, probably. You know.
It'd be
No, I
the
was-
longest con on the planet.
I was there.
That'd be the longest lie that you've ever done.
So I would challenge my children to change the world in some way, and that doesn't mean you have to be a rocket scientist,
Be a billionaire.
or not even a job goal, but somehow change the world. And I'll tell you, this is very selfish of me,
Mhm.
because it puts pressure on you. I know, but I think
But what are you doing about it?
no, I think, and I can see things from your point of view too. I think part of me, I know there's a lot of things I've done that I'm very proud of.
Mhm.
One of the biggest was adopting 3 children, and I think that was part of me changing the world.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, that's what I was going to ask, and maybe there's more to your question, but that's what I was going to ask is like in what context, because there are things that I feel very strongly about that I try to do that I feel like in some way, if it can catch fire, so to speak, with other
the
people,
butterfly effect.
yeah, that it would in some ways, I don't know directly if it would change the whole world, but perspective wise.
I think, and I would put more pressure on you than that because you're my kid. But I think in a lot of ways, parenting is a big one,
Yeah.
and choosing to parent and not to parent.
Mhm.
Because obviously we've all seen a lot of non-parenting children out there right now. So I think that's a huge one too. And I say discipline, and I don't mean in a whack his
A
butt,
physical
Yeah.
sense.
but disciplining your children. But I think that's a big thing of changing the world is that people aren't doing nowadays is parenting their children. A lot of times they're thinking selfishly of, well, I know a few people who I need to go out drinking on a Friday and
Mhm.
Saturday night. I don't want to be a parent. And I've said this a lot of times. What'd you have kids for then?
I think that there's and I've said this
Kids
obviously.
are not a part-time job.
I 100% am down with that thought. I will tell people that always. But there is an aspect to like I will always be a person that says, as an adult, even if you have kids, you should go do something that refills your own tank.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because yeah, it's nice to work, and do all this, but you can't um, you can't pour into your children if you are empty.
That's true.
So I feel like if you have to like go out drinking with your friends a weekend or two here and there or whatever to kind of get that, then that
Yeah.
I'm not saying no to that, but to your point, I also don't like the parents that are like, well, this is just what I do, and it's like, okay, but do you have to? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have to go out every weekend?
Yeah.
Do you have to, do these things or whatever? Are you also, and that's another thing, are you also doing as much with your kids as you're doing then?
I thought that was your truck there for me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you going out every weekend drinking with your friends and then taking your kids to the zoo and all of that? Then, okay, fine, fair.
Yeah.
But if it's just you, because you got children too early and you don't want to let go of that, well, I didn't get my time, so.
That was your choice. Now live with your choice. We had a
Also, I think people just look at it too, and I know that there are people that are like, well, life's too short or whatever, but I think people who have that perspective as parents think of it too nearsighted. of they're like, well, I got to do all of this because
I'm paying the
I'm
bills.
young now. No, because I'm young now.
Oh yeah.
When I've said this to Cheryl is like, granted, she got pregnant young, but because of that, I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So because of that, like when the girls are out of the house, Wyatt kind of throws a wrench in that because like we just had him, but like even both the girls are going to be 18, 19, potentially living on their own in the next 5 years.
And then in 7 years, they'll be back.
So like, well, Alice already said that she's not going anywhere. She's going to live in the basement.
Yeah.
But retro, like perspective wise, like that's early 40s max.
Yeah.
And at normal, like obviously not for us because of Wyatt, but like normal house, you can go do it then.
Yep.
You can go do whatever you want then.
That's what we did. However,
instead of damaging like your kids' upbringing because you want to hold on to I'm still young.
Purely selfish.
Yeah.
Which is what I was going to tell you too.
So is there a question?
Which is what I did, and you'll like this. I chose to play softball, and I told your mom this. I go, and I was damn good at it. God, I miss that. I just miss the things I remember really well. That winning games in the bottom of the seventh and stuff like that. She looks at me and she goes, "Yeah, you were good."
Yeah, honey, it was nice.
Yeah,
it was fun.
But yeah, there's my question.
And then you held on to it too long because then you tried to play softball as a fat old guy.
But I got to a point
and
where
broke your shit.
I knew when to quit, but I didn't.
I knew I should have, but I still didn't do it.
I seen I was on the off ramp, but I still gunned it a little.
You're like,
and that was a mistake. There was a stop sign at the bottom that I missed.
or ran into.
No, I was going to say, so change the world. And obviously you still have time. Please take care of yourself. And if you need blood pressure medication or whatever medication you need, seriously, please take it. Your kids will thank you later on in life. But do you have anything on the horizon that you'd like to change the world with? No.
Well, not like I said, not like directly. Like I don't really think about like. Obviously there's stuff that it would be nice, especially like for my kids, if it did change. Like I think the climate and social media and how it's very not even political so much, just very side oriented, very like a situation with Emma's school, like a teacher, and I'm not excusing because it's unprofessional. You as a teacher should not be doing anything social media wise, political or otherwise.
Can we talk about that during your birthday?
Yes, but
I got a question on that.
But anyway, but that aside, like he did, it's his right to do it. But the fact that people came after him because it was just politics adjacent, like it wasn't even directed of like, I'm going to kill this person. It was it was a tweet that was making a joke about the current president, and he got fired, which he should, because like I said, it's unprofessional for a teacher.
Oh, I didn't know he got fired. I thought he just got suspended. They fired him.
Yep. But all the comments after of we're gonna bomb the school and the school can't have somebody like this and whatever, that part of it that my kids are living in, I would like to change.
Yeah, we're gonna bomb the school. What does that do for anybody?
Yeah, and then there was another one. Emma was telling me there was another one that said we need to defund. They said Wisconsin, but we need to defund the schools or whatever. And I was like, and what's that going to do for this situation? Like, it's just, and that's what I mean. It's just stuff like that. And so, like, obviously, I wish that would change because, like, I think that is a very difficult thing to grow up in and become an adult in. But as far as like me, again, there are things that I wish were different. But as far as like me, like things to change the world, I think I'm doing I'm trying. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see if it actually does anything, but I'm doing the important thing for me. You said, one of the best things you did was adopt,
Uh-huh.
and
Adopt you and some other kids.
yeah, and I kind of think in the same way of like my parenting and how I'm taking a lot of things, not against you, but like taking a lot of things that like my friends didn't have with their parents, and like things that I wish would have been a little different, or like, and taking that and kind of doing that with my kids. And like I said, may or may not do anything, but I like to think that them, well, for, okay, sorry, long winded, but for example, like in the same vein or same thought process as good guys don't exist. Okay. So somebody like Cheryl, who has had bad relationships, grows up thinking that. She meets, this is not to boast myself up.
Go ahead.
She meets somebody like me, realizes good guys do exist. Okay. Me raising Wyatt to be like me or better than me puts that's unattainable, that that's a realistic thing. That it's not just me, that
Huh?
I'm making more, so to speak.
Mhm.
And that's how I feel about, the way I parent and the way me and Cheryl parent the girls as well, is that like it gives them a different avenue than they normally would have, or what they're seeing from their friends as a way to parent, or they grow up and they're like, this is how my childhood was, that was really great, so we're going to do this, or do the exact same thing of like, I wish that this was different, and they change it. And so I think like that's something that's important to me, because I feel like eventually it will get to a point where, if it works again, there's one generation that's trying the gentle parenting thing, so we don't even know if that'll work.
Yeah.
But if it does, then hopefully one day it'll just be parenting. That's just how people won't even like think about it. That's just how you raise your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my,
I
and
have
also not being scared to like, as the kids say, be cringy. Like,
be cringy.
yeah, like stuff like this, like doing a podcast, or like doing funny pictures, or like things like that. Like the girls have grown up with me and Cheryl, doing so many things that we enjoy doing that are possibly like
Different.
weird,
Yeah.
I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me doing the Limp Bizkit photos for my birthday. Like that's funny to me. That was fun to me, and it could look to other people like cringy, and people could make fun of me for it or whatever. But it's fun, and so like the girls seeing that like me and Cheryl do that also opens that window for like them to not think
In a box.
it's weird
Hmm?
to do something that is fun for you.
It might
You know
be
what I mean?
subliminal to them. That at the moment they think, oh, that's kind of whacked.
Yeah.
I don't. Why is he doing that?
Mhm.
But then 10 years down the road, they start. So I was going to ask you too. And 10 years down the road, they start doing something that, then they stop in their tracks and go, oh, that's
Now it
yeah.
now
I
it
get it.
connects, yeah.
Yeah. Now I get it.
So that would be my change the world thing, and I'm trying the best I can to do that. I think that that's kind of what I've in an aspect. I think that that's what I've been put here to do, is to kind of, I don't know, be that, do that. It feels right to me.
Well, keep trying.
Again, don't know if that's going to work. We'll see.
I don't know that I was the best parent, but again, I tried.
I've said that to you and Mom. I think overall as parents, you guys were fantastic. I think just like everybody else, you were figuring it out.
Yeah.
Nobody had a blueprint. Nobody. I mean, you had your parents, but nobody really sat you down and was like, "Okay, at this age, you got to do this. At this age, you got to do this."
Why are you teaching your children to do that? You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. So like, of course, there are things that like even now, like we've talked, even now as an adult, you're like, well, probably could have done or should done that or whatever. But I think overall,
A big
I had a great. It's so funny to me. I think in the same my childhood. I think in the same aspect as my relationship with Cheryl now. Of like when people talk about their shitty childhoods, I'm kind of like,
I'm sorry.
I mean, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the same as with Cheryl when they complain about like their relationships or their husband and wife, and I'm like, I mean, I'm sure that sucks for you. I just
Well,
can't.
I've said that before too. That you break the cycle. Then,
Mhm.
if you know it's bad, like, and again, I think I told you this that my grandpa, although I don't remember him, I don't think I ever met him, was an alcoholic and beat my grandma occasionally until my dad and his brother threw him up against a garage wall and said, "You touch her again, and we'll beat the shit out of you."
Mhm.
And again, my dad was a great guy, so he didn't. He broke that cycle,
Mhm.
and
Also, my side note to that, I think that that's a part that's missing from men in general is that there's no there. I don't know how to say this. There's not a whole lot of people like your dad who was chill, who was calm, who was the voice of reason, who didn't matter what was going on, how mad you thought he was going to get. He would talk through it, he would move through it, but he also had that in him of like, now you're going to fucking stop.
yeah,
And I think that, in my opinion, I think that there's not a whole lot of that. It's either one or the other.
yeah. There's
There's either
too many people that jump too quick.
there's either men that won't do anything, or that anything will do that. There's not a time and place aspect anymore. Anyway, sorry, that was just
No, I agree. I Yeah, I get it now.
Mhm.
So I told your mom in the last 5 years, I've become that dad that I think my dad was. That nothing bothers me.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna rage out of control and smack somebody like
Mhm.
I may have when I was a little kid, when I was
Mhm.
younger, I guess you'd say. So if I may go back to the Kakana thing,
Yeah.
your mom and I were talking about that.
Also, I don't have a lot of details on that. That's just
No,
just what I saw.
but we were talking. That was on the news, but at that time we didn't. They didn't say he was fired or anything.
Mhm.
But I said this is kind of like a Colin Kaepernick thing,
Mhm.
and my opinion is you have an opinion. You should be able to express that opinion.
What up, Nick? Happy birthday. Thanks.
Oh, sit down, listen, jump in if you want to.
Enjoy it. It's all about me anyway. So,
Well, right now it's not.
well, yeah.
We're talking about the Kakana teacher. If you didn't hear that,
I didn't hear that. No.
would you
Yeah,
like to recap
yeah.
for him?
yeah. One of the teachers at Kakana High School posted a tweet, and it was a joke. It was about the Trump shoot, the last one where they tried to shoot him or whatever, and he tweeted something they missed or whatever, and then put a "Make America's Assassins Great Again" or whatever. And it was
Yeah.
as a joke, and then originally he got suspended, but the moment he posted it, there were people that were threatening the school and like messaging and like
Bomb threats to the
we
school.
should blow up the school and all of this stuff
In retaliation.
for just the tweet, just for him just putting that out. And so we were talking about how that there is obviously a time and place of like the school of like, yes, you're a teacher, you shouldn't be doing that, like that's part of the thing, but also that the response of I don't agree with them, so we're gonna bomb the school, or even threatening that, like, is a bit extreme for just I don't agree with a tweet.
Sure.
What I was going to say was, I likened it to Colin Kaepernick. You have an opinion. Don't voice your opinion, which he didn't.
Mhm.
Don't voice your opinion in my workplace.
Mhm.
I own the place. Don't voice it. If you want to voice it at your house or out in your front yard, this is America and you're allowed to do that. So here's my question is, so he did that.
Mhm.
He did it outside school.
Mhm.
Why should he be fired
Well, because I would
for his opinion?
I would assume because there's a line now that wasn't there before, that social media isn't just there isn't an asterisk next to a different Twitter account of like, this is whatever name is social studies teacher at Kakana High School, and then another account with just his name. Like,
Yeah.
that is still attached to you,
He's
is still
still- yeah,
attached
yeah,
to
Yeah.
the school.
Yeah.
And that's like the biggest thing with the now is that people want to think that when they're off the clock they punch out, but because it's almost we live in a world where it's like you almost never like even like in my job, it's I am always 100% of the time representing the company I work for.
Yeah. And I like to keep my job.
And there's
Yeah.
well, yeah, and there's, like I said, that's a new precedent that people aren't really used to or think about really, unless like you're reminded.
Yeah.
Because like there was a point where even like high billionaires were able to go talk shit somewhere else, and nobody would even know what they were saying because there wasn't anybody to. I mean, you could maybe get a picture taken here and there, but there was no recording, there was no Twitter, there was no nothing.
I think the difference is like if he were to make that joke amongst his like friends,
Mhm.
it's different. But the thing that you're posting it publicly,
Mhm.
that makes it different.
Yeah, and depending on how you tag it, it could go viral immediately, which it probably did. And,
Well, it did
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, it's almost posting something on Twitter is like the equivalent of like going like in front of like City Hall and taking a microphone and just saying
Yeah.
Mhm.
something crazy.
Well, especially if it's any sort of political too, because like that's. I shouldn't say that's what Twitter's for, but that's what Twitter has become. Is that
Oh yeah,
it's just the pickup for anything political. Like Facebook and other social media is kind of like I'd say social, but more of like a person type of thing. Whereas like Twitter is solely like just where people go for politics and where
Yeah.
news outlets.
Twitter
go
gives
for
you
it,
like the ability to access the voice of people you could never meet. Like
Mhm.
you can directly interact with like Kanye West on Twitter,
Mhm.
which is just insane.
insane.
Right? But like Facebook or something like that, you can never like get access to like someone like that. And that's the problem with Twitter is like you have unbridled access to everybody's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, who you're not going to eventually you just get out stuck in an algorithm like loop, and you only hear
What
your own
they-
opinion.
yeah.
Opinions
Even
being
if it's not,
presented back to you.
yeah, I was gonna say, even if it's not like your whole opinion, like you could do one tweet of, well, the extreme to that, you could do one tweet of like, I hate our president, blah 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 blah, because you were feeling some kind of way that day, and you don't really feel that way, but Twitter will pick that in your algorithm, and then that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, Twitter's like it'll like keep giving you the stuff even if it's not good for you. It's like showing a smoker just advertising for cigarettes like nonstop. That's like what Twitter does.
Mhm.
Like it takes even stuff that is bad for you, like bad opinions and everything. And if you interact with it one time, it'll just keep fucking shoving them into you.
So here's the question then.
Yeah.
So to his point,
Mhm.
that those are thoughts
Mhm.
that you go say to your buddies and your friends. And as I was going to say, I went home to your mom and said, well, not, and you can voice your opinion there.
Mhm.
So two-sided. Should he not be able to, obviously not, should he not be able to go on to a public media and blurt out his thoughts? And now, and if you're saying, well, no, because he lost his job,
Mhm.
well, now you're suppressing somebody's opinion. And that's not right either.
I have
So where's your line?
I have an idealistic answer and a realistic answer.
And there are leaders of our country
Right.
that can do it. So why can't I do it?
My idealistic answer would be I hate suppression of freedom of speech. I hate it. I think that if
Don't be a hater.
I think if you take that away, you're taking a big crucial part of what
Your freedom is.
in America, and that stems into, well, what comedy can and can't you do, what can you joke about, what you can't, and it just goes down a whole line that I hate the idea that would happen. However, I think and there's an aspect to, if you do that, then you're feeding the fire. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you say, like, even for this example, if you fire them and say nobody can ever speak anything. Even if he's on vacation and somebody gets a video of him saying something, they're going to get fired, even if it was a private conversation with somebody. But because it's social media, I think that just feeds the fire of now we go backwards into cancel culture that nobody's allowed to do or say or
Yep.
joke about anything. But also, there's an aspect to it of that's the world we live in now, though. There's no way to get around that. There's no
So go
way.
bitch to your significant other, but don't bitch anywhere else.
I think there's some tact to it. I think that would be my line. I think that there's a difference between I really hate the president that we have and me saying that, even in a tweet situation. Me saying that and going overboard of like, well, it's my freedom of speech, so I can say that he should be shot and blah 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 and whatever because it's my freedom of speech. I think especially if you're like a teacher and like something like that, there's tact that you can still voice your opinion, you can still have that freedom, but you don't need the hyperbolic
You
like
could also be
version of it.
you could also be better than that. And instead of going down a negative road, say, hey, I support this candidate over here. He's so much better, da 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 da, positive, 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 positive,
Or even in a general term.
instead of hating.
Even in a general term of instead of saying I hate this particular thing or person or candidate or whatever you want to call it, just be like, man, I really wish America would have somebody like this.
Yeah.
Just in like you can still say what you're trying to say, but you don't have to be as direct about it.
And then only the smart people will get it.
Yeah.
So back to you since it's your birthday.
Yeah. You said you were prepared.
I am.
You only had the one question.
Yeah, but to continue that, so how are you going to change the world? You got time. You got 50 years, maybe.
I told you that's what
Okay,
I feel.
so
That's
if you're
what I
going
feel
to,
would.
if you're going to nurture your children,
Yeah.
so what happens when your children are out of the house? And
You don't stop being a parent.
Yeah,
this is very
you don't raise
true.
them just for 18 years.
This is what I found out.
No, I think that is
That does
part
open
of-
you up to other
I
opportunities.
think it does. It gives me opportunities after that to kind of figure out something else if I want to do that. But I think to me that is the most important part of it, is because that stems branches. Whereas like if I can do things for them or give them a different perspective or a different way that they could parent or live life or think of things or whatever, if I can do that as a parent, then when they get into the world and they get into relationships and they have kids and they do these, they have different options. Just like I was given a different option with you guys than some of my other friends that I grew up with. You know what I mean? Some of the people I grew up in abusive households or with parents that weren't there or didn't listen to them or didn't
Lock the
encourage
door
them.
at 11 o'clock
Or
and you wouldn't get back in the house.
Yeah, and you had to go sleep at your friend's house.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was given a different option when I became a parent of like, oh, okay, this stuff is good. Like, this stuff works. So that is why that's important, because it gives them, and like I said, it could be good or bad. I don't know. We'll see.
Ideas to expound on.
But a different option, something else to try if they want to.
So after they're out of the house, become a doctor,
I don't want to be a doctor.
or can I hear a side note to that?
I want to be a doctor. I saw my sister, dude, but I don't want to do that. That's
Yeah.
just too much time.
Yeah, you none of us.
But if people don't stop fucking up my veins when I give blood, though, I might just do it just so I can do it myself. I'm tired of that. I'll be a nurse.
I was talking to her because she actually didn't go through the hell part either. She
Mhm.
didn't get that far.
The 24-hour
Yeah,
work days.
yeah. So she was laying in bed with my granddaughter,
Mhm.
watching Grey's Anatomy, I think. And I said, so training my granddaughter at 1 to become a doctor, and she said no.
Crazy.
She goes, I do not want my daughter to become a doctor.
Mhm.
So then I didn't ask that question, but I was like, okay, so any thoughts of what she should become?
Yeah.
I don't want to say bad things.
Yeah.
I'll try to make this as vague as possible. Some people become engineers and make a huge amount of
Mhm.
money, but some of the stuff they do causes cancer, and they don't look at things like that. They just look at that. Hey, I'm just working for this company.
Yeah. I don't know. There's things
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I would really, to be honest, I know I've said this, and maybe this will change when I get older. But I've said this. I really enjoy doing this. Like if I didn't have to worry about bills and didn't have to worry about anything like that, I could just do this. I just go around and talk to people and do podcasts and whatever. Even
Wow.
like build a studio around it or whatever. I would do that forever.
Yeah,
It's so much fun to me.
but you have to figure out how to monetize it. Then.
Market it. You gotta market yourself.
It's true.
That's the big.
Come on, I'm pretty, and
I No, I do. And maybe it's I would assume partially maybe my aversion to doing better things. Of like, if I stay in this corner, I'm safe in this corner. If I do all this, whatever, I would assume that that's a part of it. But I like that all of my views and things on the podcast and whatever since we started doing it are all organic. Like to a point. Like obviously,
I was gonna say,
like obviously, like I've used Facebook and like made reels and whatever, and like, but I've never boosted one video ever in 3.5 years. And the only thing I do social media wise is post it and do like 1 or 2 clips from the episode, and that's it.
but you do
And
know,
so like everything,
you do know how to make them go viral, but that's cheating in such a way.
I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's cheating necessarily. I just in my head,
Today's
I just
episode is about raising children, but I'm going to mention Charlie Kirk.
Well, obviously there are things like there are times that I've done that, but it's not on purpose of like we need to talk about this because this thing is like I've done WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like I've done WrestleMania episodes like the day after, so like obviously it's in the algorithm. So if you put the hashtag in it, it's going to like come. Like I've done that before, but it's not to get that though. It's because like that just happened. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't do like an episode that has nothing to do with wrestling and just tag wrestling because WrestleMania is that weekend.
Yeah.
But so like I like that aspect of it, and I like that everything in the 3.5 years is all organic. Like I started from no views and no subscribers.
That's what happens when you monetize.
Yeah, no shit. I started from no subscribers, no views, no nothing.
How many subscribers you got now?
40.
How many?
40.
40.
And I finally, the first time, which isn't like a big thing because there are YouTubers that get like millions of views, but I got my first 150 view episode the other day.
That's because of me,
It's
wasn't
a good.
Because people liked me.
It was actually 2 things. It was because we were talking about political stuff, but also when I did the Callahan Auto thing, that was the clip that I put as the clip for the episode.
Yeah.
So that did help.
So it wasn't because I was pretty.
No. But there were a couple of other ones.
It could have been.
It could have
been.
Can't rule it out.
But there are a couple other ones that have hit 100 too. But like I said, like that, like it organically happening, I really enjoy. I like that.
I've been thinking about doing them.
Also, like I said, there's probably an aversion to wanting to get bigger because that's more responsibility.
And also,
oh my God, what do I do now?
And you do risk like alienating like the part of it that you love. As you try to chase views, you end up losing the authenticity of it.
Well,
you lose your soul.
Well, even
just look at Mr. Beast, like how like it's everything is so purposely built to like farm engagement and keep you watching that it loses all of the like fun of it.
That it used to be.
It feels like it's like depleting my brain, the neurotransmitters in my brain when I watch it.
I think
it's so orchestrated.
I think him doing the game show was the best thing he could have ever done because that's what all of his videos turned into because he was chasing like views and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was a perfect thing of like, oh, this makes sense in this lane that it's over the top and in a clip farm, so to speak, is because like, oh, it's a game show. But like when you do it for just regular, you can tell, people can tell. I said this to to one of my friends who just started a podcast like a couple months ago, and they were talking about like the production aspect of it, of like, we need to get cameras and we need to get lighting and we need to do this, and they only had like one episode. And I was sitting down with them and I was like, that's great that you guys want to do this, and I'm nowhere near an expert, and I'm not going to tell you how to do your thing. But I told them, I was like, but also you need to understand quality is what people want. We've seen it. We had 3 years of COVID with people podcasting. We've seen every variation. We've seen the over the top. We've seen the ad through, like the ads throughout. We've seen all of this. People want genuine conversation now because they're over the electronicism.
Yeah.
And so I was telling them, I was like, focus on that. I was like, if you still want to do all the production stuff or whatever, that's fine. But that is more important than whether it looks good. Because it doesn't matter if it looks good if nobody wants to listen to it.
Right.
So
Yeah, Mr. Beast, though, I mean,
making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Though, so
Yeah.
he did what he did, Hey, I like your shirt.
Any other questions?
No, I just wondered if you had an idea of, I get the whole parenting thing.
Mhm.
That's great.
That's cute.
It's
But again, and I know that never ends because I know.
Yeah.
But there's an end game to that. Okay, so what am I going to do now? And you can't. I say you can't because you're going to die quick. You know this.
Mhm.
As you sit around and do this in your recliner watching TV, you're going to die quick.
Mhm.
So you need something to change the world moving forward.
But does it have
you don't
to?
need to change the whole world. Even just changing
Your piece.
like making the life better for like one or two people.
Yeah.
Can matter. And everyone wants to save the world, but you save the world by doing little things.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That is that I don't think to change the world in the macro world is really what I'm focused on, or what people need to focus on. Like, obviously, if you have the ability and like you have like you're Mr. Beast and have billions of dollars and you can do things to physically change the world, then yes, you should. And I think you should figure out a way to do that. But like, as far as like the everyday person or even me, like I've always thought that like just little things. Like, I mean, when I was younger, you made me watch Pay It Forward till it fucking
Till burned in your head.
Burned in my brain. But like, even something like that, like that's not really, I mean it is, but like that's not really changing the world in a,
As I said, it's a butterfly effect thing.
yeah, but it does eventually. So like I don't know,
Before you
I would
sat
say
down,
focus on
we were
that.
talking about parenting and most of all the lack of that you see
And
too many
today-
shitty kids.
Oh my God, kids are iPad kids, and they can't even read and write in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And at that point, you miss the window, and it's gonna be fucking hard.
You know, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand kids that need devices and
Mhm.
I totally get that.
Mhm.
But if your child, what's your word, divergent?
Yeah. Neurodivergent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your child doesn't have that and you're throwing a tablet at him just because you can't parent them to.
We're gonna.
I will see you Saturday.
Okay, ooh, good call, dude.
Hey, say happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Say like and subscribe, guys.
Like and subscribe, guys. Happy birthday!
Thanks.
Whose birthday is it?
Daddy's
Daddy's birthday?
Yeah.
Is he old now?
now
Yeah. How old's Daddy?
43.
Very
Good job.
good. Hey, you ain't got time to do this. Excuse me.
What?
You ain't got time. You're on the clock here right
I'm
now.
on the clock. Okay, come give me a hug.
Sorry.
I
love you.
Thanks. Thanks for doing fun things with me.
I'm going to take a nap now.
So what do you want to do when you grow
I
up?
think you need to think of a different question.
No, because I'll elaborate. So, what about something selfish? Or not to the point of just you, but maybe just you and her. Say, so I want to travel to Bora Bora.
I mean, I would like to.
I
would like to go to Bora Bora. That'd be nice.
what Jody and Angie do. They go to Sudan or whatever, and something like that. I don't know if you'd even be into that.
Like, what would I want to do after the kids are out?
Yeah.
I would really, in a different aspect, but I kind of share your thought of I just want to spend time with my wife, sort of thing. I think that would be nice, but also I think just having, I don't know, just doing whatever. Like, there are things, and I don't know what that's going to look like either. You know what I mean? Like, why it's just 4, going to be
Mhm.
5 now. So
Yeah.
you
You
think?
got a while.
I was going to say,
I got a while to think about it.
I'll probably be close to
80.
50-ish by the time
That's still good.
he gets out. So who knows? Like, Cheryl could be in a wheelchair by then. So
Or you could be.
kind of limits what we can do. But I mean, like, I don't know, just stuff like that. I think the ability to, if we can make it, not we as a couple, but like, if we get there, I think the ability to just go do something would be nice. You know what I mean? Like now, and I'm not complaining about being a parent, but now, like, if we want to go to a concert, or we got to find somebody to watch the kids, or we can't be gone more than 2 or 3 days, or we got to be back to take them to school, or things like that.
Yep.
So I think the ability to be like, hey, you want to go here for a couple days, or you want to do this, I think that would be nice.
Go ahead.
And also, I think just finding stuff like this, like, I know I keep coming back to this, but like, just doing stuff like this, like, throughout, like, being together.
I wouldn't say you should monetize it, but no,
Us growing old.
no, monetizing this, but you maybe think. So as an example, I got something in my head already that I'm thinking about for me.
Mhm.
But like, okay,
Oh, I had an idea I want to talk
so
to you about.
the kids are out of the house right now.
Yeah.
I mean, so maybe Cheryl and I are going to go to the Cambria Suites in Cancun.
Mhm.
And while we're there, we're going to do a podcast and we're going to advertise. Now, what it plays into me, and I'm trying to run a parallel with you, is so I have a drone
Mhm.
that I really need to get on.
Mhm. And not fly it into school roofs.
Well, no, but I've watched enough videos, and there are people that do just that. So they fly to Cancun and they videotape the resort, and free. Everything they do there is free now. And they submit the video to them, and it now becomes their property. But instead, you got to stay free.
I think my opinion, I want to find a way to
It's easier on the knees, too, by the way.
do this, to do this in a more functional way.
What do you mean?
Like, I really like the setup. I really like how.
Do you want the camera crew with you? Do you want a couple guys with lights?
I
And stuff
don't.
like
That's
that?
what I'm saying. I want to, like, keep that aspect to it, but I also would like to do it in a different way. Like, there's a podcast streaming thing called The Fold, and I said this on a different episode because I think it's a really great idea. But they have comedians play poker. So it's kind of like you. So
I would love to do that.
So obviously you've seen, like, the World Series of Poker where you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see, like, their cards and everything.
Uh-huh.
So that's still there. So you can see their cards and you see what they're betting, what they're down, whatever. But it's all comedians. So you're getting 7 to 8 comedians just fucking with each other.
Uh-huh.
It's 3 hours. Every episode is 3 hours.
Nice.
For 3 hours. So you get shit ton, and it's genius for them because you get a shit ton of clips that you
Yeah.
can just put up, and
Yep.
it pays for itself pretty much.
Yeah.
But, like, I would love to eventually do something like that aspect, maybe not like in a poker view, but like that aspect of it, because the general idea when we first started doing this, on top of, like, me wanting to spend time with Cheryl because we were working all the time, was like having conversations like you're sitting at a bar. Like, when you're just sitting at a bar with friends, you're just joking. You're not really worried about who said what or who's hearing what or whatever. And you're talking about shit that normally you wouldn't talk about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've had bar conversations with people that are like, man, I'm really fucked up about this thing that happened at home, and this, like, that was the original idea. And unfortunately, like, there's not a whole, it's not easy to do that because people have lives and jobs and whatever. So like, for me to be like, hey, do you want to do a podcast in the next 2 days? Most people are going to be like, no, I don't have the time to do that. So I would like to do that eventually. Would be nice. Would like to sit down with some, like, couple friends or whatever, drinking, talking, like, just shooting the shit.
Or you could do like playing a board game,
Yeah.
like a simple board game, so that you can talk and not be super.
Wait, where was I?
Yeah. Like so. Yeah, we're not playing
Play-
Monopoly.
play
We're not
golf.
playing Monopoly.
The golfing to have it like in the golf cart,
Yeah.
and you could be talking during the golf.
Ooh.
There's
Yeah.
an idea.
That'd be a good idea. But like stuff like that would be my eventual go-to outside of, you know, what I'm doing right, like this
Or a bike ride, like
bike
you're
ride.
doing a bike ride down the trail.
Oh, there's a guy. It's not a podcast, but there's a guy that does clips of him. He bought his son, has to be no more older than Wyatt, probably like 5 or 6, and bought him an electric, like, motorcycle. Looks like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And he has his motorcycle, and he has his kid drive on the sidewalk, and then he drives on it. And he talks to him the whole time they're driving. Of
Really?
like, okay, you're coming up to this turn, you're going to want to stop. Okay, what do we do? Like, things like that. They're like a minute and a half, 2 minute clips or whatever. But like stuff like that, like just having that, being able to like see them do stuff like that. It's cool. So yeah, like eventually, like something.
You seen Kevin Nealon's?
Mm-mm.
Kevin Nealon's comedian, kind of my age. He does hikes, and he has celebrities who can actually walk with him. and that's what they did. It's 20 minutes and on a hike.
Yeah.
And they get winded.
Or you could sit at Fun Fair by the waterfall. You know, you could
Yeah.
play around with your scenery.
Just sceneries, yeah, or just talk about, I don't know. There's so much I feel like, an idea. One of the original ideas for doing this in the beginning was that there's so many things that we don't talk about, like, because for whatever reason, social constructs, we don't think people really care about how we're feeling or what we're thinking or whatever, or that it's uncomfortable things that we think of things throughout the day and we go, oh, I can't talk about that because that'll scare people or make people uncomfortable, what have you. But I think that I think that those are the important things to talk about because it makes you feel less alone. You know what I mean? Like if I have thoughts, and there's different spectrums to this, but like if I have thoughts of like, I really want to kill this person, like normally we don't talk about that. You know what I mean?
No,
like
we don't talk
like, you
about
know-
intrusive thoughts.
like, you know,
You're
like,
sitting around the poker table, like, I'd really like to kill that guy.
Yeah,
And everybody around the poker table is like, yeah, I would too.
that's what.
Let's table this for now because we're all going to get together tonight, have too much to drink, and maybe we might follow through with that.
If we come up with
We need to stop
if we
this
come
right
up
now.
with a really good plan, we might. Plus, you have friends involved. So it's a team activity.
Yeah.
No, but to that point, yes, I feel like, you know, we sit in a lot of thoughts that we are afraid to share or feel like our own, and kind of fuck us up a little bit. And then when we start realizing that other people have these thoughts, or other people think these, or other people are insecure about it, it puts levity to those thoughts, so where they're not as scary, and especially intrusive thoughts too.
Oh yeah.
It makes it, when you hear, like, I've told this story a handful of times in the 3 years that I've been doing this podcast, but I'll tell it again. There was a moment with me and Cheryl early in our relationship where I realized I have always been that person that hasn't shared intrusive thoughts for that reason, because like this is gonna freak people out. Because some of my intrusive thoughts are a bit much. Like even for me, I'm like, that was a lot.
Yeah.
So like I haven't really. I grew up not telling anybody about my intrusive thoughts at all, but there was a time I had talked to Cheryl about like my depression and anxiety and intrusive thoughts, and she's like, yeah, I get them too or whatever. And we really didn't expound on it all that much until we were at work, And she came up to me and she's like, have you ever wondered, I'll explain what this is. Have you ever wondered what MEK tastes like? And if you don't know, it's a chemical, a very caustic chemical that will get any sort of like ink or anything out of anything. It's super deadly. But it was a thought that she had. Because like it was just a random intrusive thought. And I had thoughts like that at work before. And so like when we talked about it, when she said that, immediately like we started
sit down and eat.
immediately we started laughing. Because I was like, oh, okay, so it's not just like other people have these thoughts too. And then we joked about
So that becomes normal now.
and then we
People-
joked about like how thirsty do you have to be
Yeah.
to where like the fact that it's gonna kill you doesn't matter. like how thirsty do you gotta be to be like, whatever.
Did we
It's
confirm
fine.
it does kill you? MEK will kill you?
If you don't get it out, yeah, it'll start burning. Well, I don't know if it'll kill you per se, but it'll definitely burn your insides for sure.
Huh.
For sure.
Go for it.
Especially mixed. I would assume a mix with it. Never mind. Yes.
Yeah.
It'll hurt a lot. But like even like things like that made it easier going forward too. Like we talk about intrusive thoughts and stuff in our relationship all the time, and it's just like a free, and the girls do too. It's just a free like thing to talk about, to where there is no judgment. There's no like. There may be a moment of like, wow, that was fucked up, but not like in a we don't talk about this sort
But
of.
not as fucked up as you just
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
All right, you win. Anywho,
Last questions. I assume we only have like 15 minutes. 3 minutes? Last questions.
so as I said, the question is, how do you change the world? And I don't mean you change the whole world, but again, I'll keep using the butterfly effect that how my parents raised me
Yeah.
trickled to how I parented you,
Mhm.
trickled to how you're parenting them,
Mhm.
and maybe it's watered down a little bit, but it's sure the hell better than that shitty kid over there's parents
Fair.
isn't doing,
Fair.
So in a way, you're doing that now, but again, when they get out of the house, you need to find another goal,
Something.
and
Yeah.
always keep pushing yourself to find a new goal. If you reach the goal, okay, now I need to reset and look for something else.
So I'm going to respectfully say I didn't like your questions. So you need to think of better questions that are more fun. Because this
More
is a very
fun.
serious birthday episode,
I'm
and
sorry.
I did not like it.
I'm sorry.
So you need to think of
So
quick, funnier.
So
Be funny.
So was
Be
it fill,
funny.
fill the time?
No, it wasn't Philip.
Be funny. So okay.
Yeah. Nick,
So
do you
they'll-
have any good questions?
Any good questions?
Any questions for me?
You're on the
Anything
clock,
you've
by the way,
ever-
Nick.
Anything you've ever thought to ask me that you wanted me to answer?
I don't remember any thoughts I've ever had at this very
Nick,
moment.
Nick. So how much MEK
I
did
don't-
you inject?
I don't think ever. My brain just is
More than
a
zero.
void. Yeah, definitely more than zero.
More than
How much
zero.
MSK have I? Yeah, more than zero.
You know what's funny about that though? That doesn't really matter. But after that conversation, because my brain wouldn't let it go, I did like had it on my hands. I was like, no, that wouldn't. Like it wasn't like drank it, but my brain wouldn't let it go.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what would it really taste like? So I was like, no.
Thinking like the shittiest alcohol you could possibly imagine. Probably.
And then worse, yeah. Yeah.
This is all burn and no fun.
No fun parts.
Well, I learned a lesson there. I'm sorry, your time is up now.
Yeah, no questions? No nothing?
I can't think of
Nothing? You can't think of anything? Give
try
me
to-
something
I'll
fun.
try to be better next
Give me
time.
something. Give me something fun. Come on. You can think.
You ever thought about streaking through someplace?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Have you ever done it?
No, I have not.
Oh.
No, but I have thought of it just for like just the fun part of it,
Yeah.
not for any particular reason.
Not for anybody to see you, but just for free.
Not for just to say I did it.
Yeah.
Pretty much, like just to
And
be
the
like,
house doesn't
yeah, I've
count.
done that.
The
Yeah.
house doesn't count.
You know what's really so you know what's really awkward
Cheryl, I'm in jail.
is
I'm
that
naked.
like no
I ran through the mall. My dad challenged me to run through the mall naked. I did it.
He said I wouldn't do it. He called me a
hindsight-
pussy.
in
You don't
hindsight-
understand. I had
Triple
to.
dog.
Triple dog dared me.
In
I had to.
hindsight, that may have been a bad
It
decision.
may have been bad. Little cold outside.
Yeah. There you go.
No, but a quick story though. It's really funny, like the things that like you get used to and you don't really think about. Cause like I used to really not be upset, but like just inconvenienced that I couldn't like just walk through my house naked.
Yeah.
Like not that I want to be naked all the time, but like from the shower to my bedroom.
Yeah.
Because like I have girls,
Yeah.
so like you can't do that. As a dad, you can't do that.
I would disagree with you.
I do not disagree with
No,
you.
you're right. You're right. I know two people that I grew up with whose mom didn't, but dad did. Dad walked
weird.
around, like you just said,
That's weird.
from the shower to the bedroom naked. And I'm like, what?
That's weird.
And it was a male thing because her brother did it too. And nobody said a word about it.
Mm.
And she goes, you're living in the environment of your family and you go, it's kind of normal.
Mhm.
But later on, when you become an adult, go, what fucked up is that?
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's weird. Anyway,
dad and son. The females didn't do it at all
that's
because
weird.
they're smarter.
Well, also probably because they knew it was weird,
Yeah.
and they were like,
I mean, if
No,
no one
where's that
tells
from?
you, but if you just never figure out that it's
If
weird.
nobody
"That's fair."
tells
That's
you,
fair.
it's
There are
wrong, you
people.
never know.
There are people like in.
Would you have
different
told
rel-
your friends if you're? Oh yeah, my dad just walked around like hanging dong. Like,
Yeah.
would you tell
No,
them?
not well. I don't know.
Whatever. I just-
It would have to. I feel like if I would, it would have had to get brought up from somebody else. Like they were
Right.
talking about, like, oh, I was so embarrassed because my dad like walked out in his underwear, and I was like, oh, dude, my dad like in that aspect. Yeah, but I don't think just randomly with friends I would be like, hey,
Right.
guess what?
So then who's there to tell you it's weird?
That's fair.
You grow up thinking everything that happens to you is
Normal. Yeah.
until you meet other people. You're like, wow, that was kind of fucked up.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the bad part about like people that grow up in other religions or whatever. They don't even understand it until they get out of it or like get in the real world of like, oh, there's another option, or like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
this wasn't normal.
Yeah.
Anyway, but so I have girls, so I can't do that, and it really never really like bothered me. But it's just sometimes it's just an inconvenience of like I don't want.
Well, here's something to be nervous about.
I can just walk. Like I would
Here's
like to just
something-
walk through my
Here's something
house.
to
and
be nervous
really-
about too. Okay, nobody's in the house. I'm going to do this
Yeah.
now. And then all of a sudden,
Never.
oh!
Not one time have I ever chanced that.
Yeah.
Not one time. But anyway, but then but then there's an aspect to it of like I don't even think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things of like I
You
just
know you can't do.
it's not even like a
But-
no. It's
but-
just like I don't even think about it anymore. There's not even a time where I'm like, man, it would be
What's-
really cool if I just walked through naked.
What's
I
the
just
movie
don't.
With Matthew McConaughey and Terry Bradshaw. My naked room.
It's my naked room. Failure to launch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's my naked room.
it's a good one.
I'm taking your mom home now.
Hey, he was boring. Think of a good question.
He was disappointed with me.
He just wanted me to change the world. It wasn't
He wanted
funny
it
at
to
all.
be funny, and I wasn't funny.
It's my birthday and it's not funny. I know. I should have just done it with you. You're funny.
You're funny.
People think he's funny, but it's only because of you. Anyway,
That's okay. Instead, you left me inside and down a table that nobody.
So she
was-
said
that nobody
everybody-
came and sat
everybody
at.
left
Yeah,
her.
I'm sorry.
Everybody left her.
Do you have a question you've always wanted to ask me? I got like 10 more minutes. I can answer any question. Anything.
No.
Anything birthday related?
What?
Birthday related or my life related?
Have you? Mm,
It's hard to get put on the spot.
I know.
it is. And now
I came in mid episode. I was like, I wasn't ready to like ask
and now
questions.
I'm thinking, okay, so is that something you do?
See, that's
They're
proof
not
that
worthers.
that's proof that you're a grandpa.
I
You
know.
just leave candy. Which
And all my grandkids took them.
No. I
no.
don't have a question. I probably do, but not to just come up with.
Okay.
something that's-
Well, we can do another one at some point. Yeah, because you're more fun.
I'm sorry.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Okay, so you're.